smashing side, screwing the tuner. What do you have to make of all that?
Not a lot, really, mate, to be honest.
All right, see you later.
Yeah, see you later. Cheers, guys.
Yeah.
No, honestly, mate, it's not really come as a surprise to me. I'm going to be totally honest, right? And I don't like calling out players too much, but this is the same as when I was going to the games at the stadium, right? There's certain levels of excitement you get for the build up of games. We're all in a depressive mood, still stuck in lockdown and everything. So these are the little gems in the week that sort of get you through and go, oh, Spurs are coming. As soon as I see those two listed on the back as the centre backs, my passion drops down, the negativity kicks in, and that's a really bad thing. But I'm not at the stadium, so they can't see me shouting and being angry and stuff. I'm just sat, finger bashing on the keyboard with the absolute disgrace of the performance again today. I mean, it's just, Sim nailed it earlier. He said that we're giving these teams wins based on our mistakes, and it's been like that for too long. We're just constantly, we can have great spells of play like we did in the second half, and don't get me wrong, there have been great performances this season, but the ones that are really bad, which are the most important ones, the ones where we're just giving away poor fouls, we're not concentrating, we're just letting our opposition come in at us all the time. And I've said it since probably towards the latter end of the last season, that we need to start going to teams, not wait for teams to come to us. We're playing to not lose, if that makes sense. And
Absolutely.
It doesn't work.
That's the problem. That's the problem, I think. Yeah, that's the main problem.
And I love Jose. I think he's a top manager. He's got terrible players to manage. I can imagine it being extremely difficult on a daily basis to tell players who clearly don't know how to play football, don't know how to defend, when you're one of the best managers in the world, hands down. These players should be grasping that and going, I want to stay in this team. I want to play and I want to be under this management. But it's making Jose look really bad. And no matter what people say about him, look, this is one of the top managers. We said it at United, like he was let down with certain transfers and this and that. And I truly believe that with Tottenham. I think the whole problem stemmed from the board massively and have done for a long, long time, not just the last couple of seasons.
Since the 80s, yeah.
Well, probably, yeah, the 80s, but even from my young days of 99, 2001, when 2001 they took over. Yeah, there was great ambition, and there hasn't really in the last 10 years been. There has been progression in
20 years.
We have gone to Europe more, but the same principle stays the same. Where yes, we get a couple of players in to keep fans quiet, keep them happy, and keep all those FIFA fanatics happy with all their quick transfers and stuff. But we never ever get the players that we need, that we actually need to transition to a better team. And that, unfortunately, John, comes at the defence. You can play whoever you want in midfield, whoever you want up top, but it means nothing because that back four, whatever combination it is shocking. And you cannot win games with a defence like that. I don't know
why play him though. Why play Dyer? Like I said this even 5 years ago. I said get rid of Dyer. He's so good. He's clumsy. I said that 5 years ago. Every season I say it, and he still plays him. And at least Poch was like dropping him at the end, and then Mourinho's got him back.
That is the thing, mate. Because when he first joined, there was clearly talent there, but then there was no development. And how many players of ours, let alone other teams, of course, have this problem, but how many of our players, where they come through academy or been brought in, never develop? They just have a great maybe 1 or 2 seasons like Dele did, etc. And Dyer, Sanchez, kind of.
I don't think Dyer ever had a good season personally, ever.
Well, no, not. I think right at the beginning he might have done. I remember when he scored in his debut and then had
the first game maybe.
First game. And then these transition defensive midfield worked for a tiny bit, but since then, I see no progression. I see no progression in Sanchez. So why have we got these players still? Well, I know why, because Daniel is very tight and would rather, how much did we spend on Sanchez? I mean, my God, how many teams would he get into? Seriously. And Dyer on this aspect as well. Now, Toby, bless him, has been a fantastic servant to our club, but we know full well the last few seasons he's been stuck in the mud. He can't run properly. He tries his best, and he pretty much has to do two jobs because the person that always plays next to him is terrible. So you start seeing Højbjerg now going off the boil a bit because he's probably too worried about everyone around him again. Like you can only do so much to protect these players. Jose can't do anything, mate, because we're saying, oh, why do we keep playing Dyer and Sanchez? Well, who else is there? Rodon, I think, will be a fantastic player.
I'd still play Toby. I'd still play Toby, even if he is slow. I'd still play him. He's still head and shoulders above all the others.
Yeah, I'd pick Toby over them, but you need a partnership with him, and there's no one to put in there because they're so bad. Brings him down, brings the rest down. This isn't like a negative video I want to do, but it's fact. It's been fact for too long. Like 2015, 16, great season, the Leicester season. That season was when we should have transitioned players. We didn't. And year after year, it's got worse and worse. Our best players are getting older and older each year. How long are we going to keep hold of Son and Kane? Don't know. Probably not at this rate, not beyond this summer. So we're just going to be stuck even more because two of our best players might go. We got a terrible defence and we got supposedly no money really to replace any of this. So it has gone backwards. You know, you could just say, oh, well, it's one game. It's not one game. It's been too many games, not just this season, too many seasons. So forgive my frustration, but when do you stop this? Like, when does Daniel actually realise that, oh, well, I don't really want to pay an extra 5 million for Fernandes or an extra 5 million for Greece. But then him, of all people, who's a businessman, doesn't go, hang on, if we don't get into the Champions League, we're going to probably miss out on a minimum 40 million. What is going through their heads? Like, I just don't get it.
Penny pinching, isn't it? That's the problem, isn't it?
I don't get it.
The one thing that might come from this is that if Mourinho's won at every single club he's been to, right? He's a serial winner. If he doesn't win at Spurs, maybe then Levy will go, hang on a minute, I'm the common denominator here.
Yeah.
Maybe it's me. Maybe it's Enoch that's the problem. And then maybe things will change because I think
ego is too much. The ego is too much.
Yeah, but I think that might be the only positive that comes from this. If Mourinho fails at Spurs, then Levy, if he's an intelligent man, which I'm guessing he is, kind of, he would have to look at that and say, I'm the problem. And Enoch's the problem.
You could be a chairman. You can have passion about the club. You can drive the club in a business fashion. Fantastic. But you're not. It might even be the head of recruitment. I can't remember his name. But when we watched that Amazon documentary, I was like, who's this bumbling idiot walking around the hallways trying to scrimp and scrape some deals through on the last day? And I'm like, this is Tottenham. Like, we're not, come on. I know it's like rival fans will laugh at, oh, Tottenham, what do you mean by that? But this is a big club, mate. A £1 billion stadium and some incredible players. Let's not get too down about it. We do have some fantastic players and the growth should be there. We shouldn't be scraping the barrel to worry about an extra 5-10 million for a player. Yeah. We could get Grealish and Fernandes in, but it goes back to my original point. You can get as many players as you want that end of the pitch, but it means nothing because that back four, I would say back two, as in the centre backs, are the biggest problem in our team and have been all season, have been for the last 3 or 5 seasons, and it hasn't been rectified. Toby got a new contract because Daniel could not be bothered to go and spend extra money on another player. It was simple, cheaper, easier to go, oh, Toby, do you fancy staying around for another year? Because Jan's going off. It's tiring, mate. How many more games are we going to see like this, How many more?
Yeah, I think there are a lot more, unfortunately. That's the sad thing. That is actually the sad reality of it,
Who have we got next? Not the European.
I think we've got Burnley. I think we've got some easy games. We've got on paper they're quite easy games.
We say easy. That's the thing,
9 points out of it, but you never know with what Spurs is going to turn up. That's the problem.
Yeah, on paper, we always say it's easy. I remember a few months back looking back at the January fixture, and I thought, actually we're top of the table. January is pretty solid. We can go and do this, and then we just flopped. And one of my mates messaged me earlier. He was like, how have we gone from top of the table? I know it's early in the season, but how have we gone from top of the table, looking upwards, to absolutely flopping it? 9 points behind West Ham, And wherever we are on the table now, I don't even want to look at it, to be honest. It's
Yeah, we've
depressing
got.
enough in the world right now, let alone looking at the table.
What do you reckon it is? We've got Burnley, then Fulham, then Palace, and then we've got Arsenal. That, I mean, you'd
Well,
hope
look
we'd
at the
get.
Palace game
You'd
when
hope
I
we.
was with the guys, like just before the other lockdown. The Palace game on paper was, we're going to go and win it. What happened? Massive mistake, cost us the goal.
You said we'd win 4-1, mate.
Constant.
You said we'd win 4-1.
I say we'll win every game because I have that desire in my head, and I'm delusional, mate. I'm massively delusional. And
I hope
I'm
not, because you've got them into cryptocurrency.
I am delusional as a Spurs fan. Like,
we all are. I guess we all have to be a Spurs fan. You know,
but I have ambition, so I expect the team that I support to have ambition.
Right.
It's just desire, and I can only imagine what I would be feeling like if I was going to the games physically, wasting my time, wasting my money to watch the same nonsense every week. And I'm not going to be one of those Jose out people, because I'm not like that. He's an incredible manager. He can get us trophies, of course. We're still in a couple of them. But at the end of the season, like, I don't know about the Europa League and all this, like having that as a trophy. Is that really that interesting? I don't know. But we clearly want to try and get some silverware. I don't know what's going to happen.
What else is there? What else is there apart from the League Cup?
Well, that's it, mate. Like, as a fan, I'm happy with top four because I enjoy Champions League football and I want us to try and drive for the title. I'd take top four and all that over a Europa League trophy, to be honest. But
you would.
I don't know why I think that. Whether it's just I want to.
I would take the trophy. I would take some silverware. Personally, I would take silverware.
Well, let's get one in the bag, and then we can all shout about it and try and go for the big ones again. But
exactly,
like at the end of the day, what do we consider as a good season this season? I would see it as a massive disappointment if we won Europa League and we finished like 8th or 9th. I'd be extremely concerned because as a top team, you should be challenging for all these things and being in the top four.
If someone said to me right now, you can have Europa League in 8th, I would snap your hand off for that right now.
I don't know. I don't even know if I'm excited about the Europa League, to be honest. Is it that important? Like,
well, it is because it's the gateway to Champions League, gateway to keeping hold of.
Well, yeah, I guess like if you're finishing 8th, like I said, I have ambition. I want to aim up here, not scrape the barrel and hope for the best that we win some crappy European Cup to get into a competition we should be fighting for in the first place. But like, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, the whole fundamental point that I'm trying to make is that back two is a disaster waiting to happen from the instant I see that team sheet. As soon as I saw the team sheet come through from one of my mates, I was like, I'm not even excited anymore. Like,
well, hang on, what back four would have got you excited?
None of them.
So why were you reacting?
I love our wing backs. I like our wing backs.
Hang on, Si, one sec, mate. You said when I saw our back two, as in the centre backs, right? You said I've lost all excitement. So are you telling me that you would have been excited if you'd seen Alderweireld and Rodon?
I would have been a bit more excited because I believe in Toby and I believe Rodon. I don't know why people are so up against them, to be honest, mate. Because
I think he should have game time. Yeah.
Well, he has to because he's had like two games. What is 2 games? Maybe I don't know how many he started. One was in FA Cup or something. The Chelsea game, he was actually pretty good. Was a bit floppy at the beginning, but very good. And he might have had I can't remember the other game, but that's the one where everyone was jumping on his back saying he's not good enough. So, how can you say he's not good enough? You're comparing him to Dyer and Sanchez, who have consistently every week been absolute rubbish.
This is my point. That's my point. Why is Mourinho playing them then? That's why the manager has to take partly responsibility.
This is what I can't understand.
I can't get it.
The same with Bale and Dele was a bit atrocious again today. But based on the other night, if we're going back on performances and run rates and stuff, like why not start these players? And it's the same with the defense. It is not working. It has not worked for over 12 months. Why does Jose think all of a sudden that today Sanchez and Dyer are going to be the best partnership in the whole Premier League? It's not going to happen. So why not play a developing player who needs to learn? Do you think that's going to do Rodon's confidence sitting on a bench or not even on a bench at all? Like, how are you supposed to develop as a player?
Get that. I don't understand that. For me, it should be Toby and Rodon and really like getting that chemistry together.
Just leave it as those two. Leave it. Let Rodon learn off
Grow
Toby,
into it.
because we probably
Yeah,
only
exactly.
have Toby till summer. Let him learn.
Yeah.
And if we have mistakes along the way, we just have to stand by it. But I'm not watching that anymore. I'm not watching it. As soon as the cross is coming, I'm like, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see what happens. And then Hugo's put under pressure. Højbjerg's under pressure. All the other players are starting to, completely fall apart because the confidence is gone in that back area.
Yeah, built on sandy ground, isn't it? Yeah.
And Jose doesn't want us going forward. This is the point I made ages ago.
Yeah.
People are like, why are we playing so defensive? Why are we playing like this? I'll tell you why we're playing like it. Because Jose knows that if we go beyond our halfway line, well, let's hope it doesn't go up the other end. That's what's going on in every single player's mind and the manager's mind. How are you supposed to perform as a team if 90% of your head is focused on, oh God, but what if we lose the ball? Oh, look who we've got at the back there. Well, that means I have to do like 3 jobs. It's just not going to work.
Yeah.
Nothing will change until those two, when I say those two, I mean those 2 central positions are sorted. And from now on, I want to see Toby and Roden, no matter whatever anyone thinks about Roden, you haven't given him enough chances or time or opportunity to make a proper decision whether he's good or not. We've given Sanchez, right, 2-3 seasons, cost however much money. Tell me, find someone that can say to me that Sanchez has improved as a player and is good enough to be playing. Because if you're more delusional than I am, I'm telling you, if you say he is, you are more delusional than I am saying that we're going to win every game. Okay. It's just not, it's beyond belief now. You can't, there's no excuse to him. It's way back years ago. Do you remember like Soldado and all that playing? And we were like, why can't you just play Kane? Play anyone from the academy. Just put someone in there that's not Soldado. It's exactly the same at the back. Are you telling me we don't have anyone in our academy? Like, they may not be good enough or at the Premier League level, like most teams and our team, but you're telling me there's no one that we could pick to sit in that central defence instead of those 2 absolute muppets.
I mean, yeah, you're preaching to the choir here, mate. I mean, I've been saying it about Dyer for 5 years. I said it even the first season when everyone thought he was having a good season. I said he's not good enough, and I don't
want to be saying that, John. I don't want to be saying this. But I mean, he's terrible.
He's terrible. Then when I don't know. Yeah. I'm gonna have to do another call.
In a car park.
I know you've come to a car park. Yeah. I know, you're probably
it's the same stuff every single week. And when are we as fans going to wake up, like collectively, and go, oh yeah, no, it is actually, that is the problem. And then one big thing, and I'll always say this, it doesn't go away in my head, the board is responsible. Majority of it is down to the boards. Oh, but they got us a stadium. I would rather play in our old stadium and be winning games.
Yeah.
I don't care about this new stadium. It's fantastic. Flashing lights, brilliant. I love the old ground. I would rather see our team winning and playing flair football and exciting football and decent players in every position like we had a few years ago than what we're seeing now.
Yeah,
you can bring in whatever manager you want, John. That defense will always let them down. You bring in anyone.
I even think if you put in 2 quality centre backs, you'd still see the same problem, in my opinion, because it's the whole team, it's the whole attitude, it's the whole, it's trickling down right from the top, from the very top.
It's an ethos, isn't it? And then it's like,
it's the ethos. Where does the ethos come from? It comes from the very top. For me, it's Enoch and Joe Lewis. It comes from Joe Lewis, Enoch, all the way down. That lack of ambition is
I don't even think he's been to a game, mate. I don't even know if anyone knows what he looks like. I mean,
he's on a yacht. He's on his super yacht.
I've seen him once at a game. I saw him once at a game, and he was hiding with glasses and nonsense. But other than that, fair play to him sitting on his yacht. I would be doing the same. Tottenham is an investment, mate. It's an asset. We all know about assets. We're crypto holders, right? So like, Tottenham is an asset. Yeah. He just sees it as a game. Levy, oh, here you go, mate. Just look after this for me, please, and I'll pay you a salary. And Levy's using Levy I'm not going a bit of a.
Sorry, I've got to get you off. I was only going to talk for 7 minutes. You've been 20 minutes now. I've got guests queuing up. Make this your last point, mate.
Just gonna say, mate, like, at the end, I've forgotten what I was gonna say now, so I might as well stop. No,
All right.
Levy is just like one of the puppets, obviously, mate. He reminds me of Wenger at Arsenal, like just overstaying too much because he thinks he is the club.
I know.
Like,
I know the feeling right now.
Sorry,
I've got to.
Sorry,
you can feel the passion. Everyone, I'm sure you can feel the passion from Si. He's like a juggernaut there. I couldn't stop him. Anyway, yeah. Listen, Si, just calm down. Drive safely. All right. Promise me you'll drive safely. And yeah, let's talk. Let's talk after.
All right, guys. Come on, Spurs. Let's go.
Come on, you Spurs.